if I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him.
Maybe someone's reacted to that news. I don't know, or maybe it just fell through. But it sounds to me that the move to fight Jake Paul has just maybe derailed the other fight. But I don't blame Canelo Alvarez, because financially, the bigger fight is Canelo-Jake Paul. Because in that fight, you got two big stars. In the other fight, you got two great fighters and one big star.
Terence Crawford has blasted Canelo Alvarez after reports surfaced that their highly anticipated fight has been canceled. Initial negotiations between the two boxing stars seemed promising, with Ring Magazine first claiming a deal was in place for a massive showdown in Nevada this fall. However, the same outlet now reports that talks have collapsed due to unresolved disagreements between both camps, Ring Magazine tweeted. The planned Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight is now off, the Ring has learned. In a surprising twist, YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul is facing heavy criticism over the fight's collapse. Social media has erupted with backlash, with user Peep Games posting on X. It's official. Saul Canelo Alvarez ducked the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Canelo is now the undisputed biggest coward in boxing history. The biggest duck of all time, many fans suspect Canelo's rumored tune-up fight against the social media star played a key role in derailing the bout. Turkish billionaire Turki Alashik, the financial powerhouse behind securing Canelo versus Crawford, has openly criticized Jake Paul's influence in boxing. As the driving force behind the Riyadh season matchups, Alashik has repeatedly voiced concerns that YouTubers entering the sport are damaging its integrity.
And Terence Crawford, who should be a big star, but the reality is isn't. He's just an unbelievable fighter. So, listen, everything can change overnight, as you saw.
Yeah,
so don't rule out Canelo Crawford, but as I'm hearing, Canelo-Jake Paul is done. And I get it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Mad old game. Eddie, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate the time.
Listen, back up your ideas.
Some believe Canelo Alvarez's willingness to entertain a potential fight with Jake Paul played a key role in derailing negotiations for the highly anticipated super middleweight clash against Terence Crawford. Fans have been clamoring for Canelo to challenge IBF titleholder William Skull in a bid to reclaim his undisputed status at 168 pounds. That bout would have set the stage for two future Hall of Famers battling for all four belts. Far removed from the spectacle of a man whose last major win came against a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, on social media, reactions were swift. Ex-user Canelo Lesnar tweeted, "Although it's still unclear why Canelo versus Crawford was canceled, many insiders are speculating that a simple demand may have caused the fallout." After Crawford's strong words for Teofimo Lopez, Canelo reportedly insisted that Teo be Bud's next opponent before facing him. Crawford, far from a former Disney child actor, also recently defeated Israel Madrimov in a high-profile stadium bout. While speculation has been swirling online about a potential Canelo versus Paul matchup, there has been no concrete evidence to suggest negotiations ever took place, until now. World Boxing News had previously avoided fueling the rumor mill, but the landscape shifted when the Canelo-Crawford fight was moved from the T-Mobile Arena to the Raiders' home stadium. In today's boxing world, nothing is truly off the table. However, the likelihood of a four-division champion, currently holding the WBO, WBA, and WBC titles, stepping into the ring with Paul at this stage of his career is virtually non-existent. What would Canelo gain from such a fight? And would it even sell in Las Vegas, a city that prides itself on showcasing boxing at its highest level? Unlikely. But in this digital age, even the mere suggestion of a fight can send ripples through the sport, often with negative consequences for everyone involved. Boxing fans are left frustrated and disappointed following the collapse of the much-anticipated Canelo versus Crawford super fight. The bout had generated massive excitement, but the latest developments have triggered backlash, with many calling out how poorly high-profile negotiations are handled. One fan vented their frustration, stating, "Boxing is a joke sometimes. They announce fights before contracts are even signed. This reflects the growing sentiment among fans who are fed up with premature announcements that never materialize into actual bouts. Another fan lamented the emotional roller coaster, saying, "They got us all hyped up just to break our hearts." The disappointment is understandable, as rare opportunities to see undisputed champions from different weight classes collide don't come often. What was shaping up to be a historic moment quickly turned into frustration. Support for Crawford in this hypothetical matchup had been overwhelming, with many believing he posed a legitimate challenge to Canelo. However, others speculated that contractual complications played a role in the fight's collapse. One fan theorized, "Rumor has it Canelo saw the fine print and realized the winner had to fight Benavidez next." This refers to David Benavidez, the aggressive super middleweight contender known for his relentless pressure. A mandatory bout with Benavidez would be a significant risk for either fighter, adding another layer of complexity to negotiations. Not everyone viewed the fight's cancellation as bad news. Some fans believed it might have been a blessing in disguise for Crawford. One user remarked, "Crawford dodged a bullet with that Canelo fight. He can't cut to 168, and taking that cash grab would have just tarnished his legacy." Let's keep it real. While Crawford is widely regarded as a generational talent, moving up to 168 pounds to face a natural super middleweight like Canelo would have been a monumental challenge. Many felt the risk far outweighed the reward, and that staying in his natural weight class was a smarter move to preserve his legacy. This isn't the news boxing fans had hoped for, especially after months of speculation and excitement. For a brief moment, it seemed like the anticipation would finally turn into reality. Reports suggested negotiations between Canelo and Crawford were making real progress. But now it appears the super fight might not happen after all. The exact reasons for the cancellation remain unconfirmed, but the significant weight disparity between Crawford and Alvarez had always been a major sticking point. Many experts and former champions had raised concerns about Crawford moving up 2 divisions. Meanwhile, David Benavidez's name has surfaced in the conversation. In an interview with Ariel Helwani, Benavidez, who recently won a title eliminator against David Morrell, expressed his preference for a showdown with Dimitri Bivol. Benavidez believes that if Bivol, who famously defeated Canelo 2 years ago, wins his next title bout, it would solidify his position as the top challenger in the division.
Confident are you, David, that you will fight the winner of Beterbiev Bivol?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. To be honest, the only thing that I'm thinking about is that if Bivol wins this fight, like what they would have to do a rubber match. You know what I mean? And like I'm just like thinking, who am I to say that they can't fight another fight because they fought 2 great fights. So that's basically the only thing I'm thinking of right now. But I would, if that's something like that would happen, I think I wouldn't fight until they get that done with, and then I would move into that fight after they have a trilogy. So that's really the only thing I'm thinking right now.
That would be a long break for you. Like, let's say conceivably they fight again October. Who knows?
Terence Crawford stands on the verge of making history as the first 3-division undisputed champion. If Canelo Alvarez is no longer in the equation, Crawford could ignite a thrilling run of unification bouts. However, that path would lead him straight to Sebastian Fundora, with whom he has already engaged in a heated online war of words. Criticism has been plentiful, with many believing Crawford's technical brilliance would overwhelm opponents in the ring, casting doubt on whether Alvarez would even risk the fight, fearing a 3rd career defeat. While some fans marvel at Crawford's precision and ring IQ, others remain captivated by Alvarez's elite skill set, particularly his devastating body shots and rock-solid defense. The thought of a career-defining loss looms large, especially when an equally formidable opponent waits just outside his weight class. Why force a champion to jump 2 divisions for a fight that defies logic? For now, spectators can only watch and anticipate the next move. Depending on how the landscape unfolds, David Benavidez could soon dictate the conversation. Should he conquer the light heavyweight division and emerge as its undisputed ruler, Canelo Alvarez may find it nearly impossible to sidestep a long-awaited showdown.
We'll see. I'm gonna rest and talk with my team. And like I say, everybody asking for everything. But and I always did. I always fight with everybody. You asking, so. But right now I'm in the position I can ask him to. So I'm in the position I can ask him to, and I can do whatever I want, and we'll see what happens next.
For nearly a year, Terence Crawford had been pushing for a showdown with Canelo Alvarez, and momentum seemed to be building. Both fighters recently met with Saudi boxing chief Turki Al-Sheikh in London, an ardent supporter of the anticipated clash. Sources suggested that terms were nearly finalized, with an official announcement expected during UFC 306 in September. Excitement reached new heights when Crawford and Al-Sheikh went live on Instagram, where Bud seized the moment to publicly challenge Canelo following his victory over Edgar Berlanga. Turi, tell them, we're going for Canelo next, Crawford declared. Al-Sheikh responded, yes, let's go. Canelo, come on. We are ready. Crawford then doubled down, saying, you heard it from him. Just put me in the game. Canelo Crawford, the biggest fight in boxing. But we stay ready, though. We stay ready, so we ain't got to get ready. However, in a bizarre twist, the idea of a potential showdown between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez continues to captivate audiences. The notion of the reigning unified super middleweight champion stepping into the ring against a former YouTuber who has yet to secure a legitimate elite boxing victory seems almost absurd. Yet here we are, living in a world where this fight isn't just a passing joke, but an actual subject of speculation. Social media is buzzing with endless rumors, leaving fans questioning what's next for the sport.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Matt Rudolph, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Matt Rudolph was a little difficult to eat. He's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. But when you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
For now, the actual outcome of any potential fight is secondary. What's truly remarkable is the sheer frenzy sparked by nothing more than speculation. This is a testament to Jake Paul's undeniable talent for spectacle amid the swirling rumors. Boxing commentator Showbiz the adult weighed in with some insightful perspective. During a discussion about the supposed Canelo versus Paul matchup, he emphasized that a fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford would easily eclipse any hype surrounding Jake Paul. The AS Showbiz explained. Asterisk, Canelo needs a May opponent who doesn't pose a risk to his legacy. An unexpected loss could jeopardize the big fight, the true blockbuster, Canelo versus Crawford. Reasonably, Canelo is the heavy favorite against Crawford, but that's the real fight. You don't want anything endangering it, given that Jake Paul poses no real threat. A bout with him in May might be Canelo's safest and most lucrative option. Showbiz even suggested that, paradoxically, a fight with Jake Paul could generate more revenue than a Crawford showdown, but that's the world we live in. What am I supposed to say? People can criticize all they want, but the fact is Canelo could secure a massive payday fighting Jake Paul, because fans will show up, asterisk he noted according to Showbiz, asterisk the hate for Jake Paul will fill the arena. We live in an era where people come together just to hate, and that alone will drive ticket sales. Since the Mike Tyson fight announcement, animosity toward Jake Paul has only intensified. Some fans, Showbiz pointed out, may even see Canelo as a superhero for taking on the man who dared to fight a legend like Tyson. Showbiz isn't the only insider weighing in. MMA journalist Ariel Helwani also addressed the rumors on the MMA Hour, marveling at what an explosive year this could be for Canelo Alvarez. There are reports that Canelo versus Jake Paul is happening in May. And honestly, what a freaking year for Canelo. 2 gigantic paydays, 2 massive fights, asterisk Helwani remarked. However, he stopped short of confirming the bout's legitimacy, choosing instead to acknowledge the buzz while letting fans decide what to believe. And that's a wrap for today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update on the biggest stories in boxing.